Right. If you're new to the channel, hit that like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell. If you don't receive a notification from us every day, come back and check with us. And as always, YouTube, we're gonna keep it clean. For the guys that's doing the check at the YouTube, they may want to do extra check because we're not gonna be using inappropriate language, racial slurs, or none of that. Let's get into it. While we giving time for people to get in, we're gonna roll that intro.
Young L on the beat.
Rabbi, we're gonna roll another commercial for you for my brother Lifewave. He just opened up his new herb store online. We're gonna have the descriptions placed in the link. So let's roll that clip for my brother.
Rahul Bat, Anuka Hayam, War Greetings. I am Lifewave, the Godfather of Medicine, here with the herbal website now open. You click the link in my biography and click on products. Click products so it can show you all the products, not just what's on the front of the page. Get all the remedies that you need. Yes, these are full healing herbal remedies with the best of power. It's even scrolls on there. Spread this message. Do your very best with your health. And yes, directions do come with your products, okay? You will receive these products. Yes, I shook. Be healthy, stay strong. Wadu.
Like we said, YouTube, we're gonna keep it clean. For some reason, the last couple tapes we kept clean, but they flagged them. Said they would use inappropriate language. We extra careful on the language, the inappropriate language. So we don't know what's going on with that. But we'll go ahead and get started, man. This is part 3. We left off talking about the chata. So we'll get into my chatas. Let's get this pulled up. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage. Somebody also hacked my hard drive to where now I can't even use it. So I got to do a. We got moves for everything though. We got moves for everything. Okay, let's make this larger. And we left off with shout out Dame Calloway, right? Chief Sugar Bear. Like I say, we don't know if that's his call name. Uh, Maybe somebody can drop his call name in the chat. But like I say, even though we call him Chief Sugar Bear, ain't nothing sweet about Dame Calloway, right? He buzzing, he busting heads and twisting caps. All right, we left off with the Chata Nation. All right, keep in mind, we talked about the Blackfoot last, Chickasaw, Muskogee, Cherokee, all of them really branches off. The Blackfoot is really all branches off Muskogee, right? All right, so we got the Chata Nation, right? In Louisiana, South Louisiana, New Orleans, Slidell, right? Like I said, we started the Mardi Gras, right? They made Mardi Gras into saying that it was evil, but it's really really a tradition that we did as natives in Louisiana, right? So this was what some of the Chata look like, right? And you already know about one of our chiefs, Chief Warhorse, right? Okay, so you see the dress. This is our dress as natives during a certain ceremony on the land. Which they call Mardi Gras. Here's Chief Warhorse with her Chief Burnett on. This right here really is we wore these when we was going when we was at war too. Okay, so this chief right here. Shout out Chief Warhorse. We're gonna have her links in the description. We got a tape out with her on there talking and links to her page. Cooking up with the chief, right? Slaughter, Louisiana now is a reservation set up for Chata Indians, Black Nubian Chata Indians, the originals, where they got they moved these $5 cats to Oklahoma and changed the spelling of the name a little bit, but to cover up our who we were. But Chief Warhorse actually went to the Geneva Convention, the international courts, and got this land from the United States government. It's like 3,800 acres, right, to set up her own reservation because she had paperwork and documents proving that her people still own the land and that her ancestors are chiefs on the land. Like I say, a lot of our land we still own even after the fact, right? After we got jacked. But people came in and murdered and slaughtered some of the Native Americans to steal their land, right? Here's another map where the lands that Empress I mean that Chief Warhorse claimed this land right here, this piece in Louisiana belongs to the Choctaw Indians, natives. All right, so this is Chief Warhorse 3232, full-blooded Native American Indians. And then this dude right here, who's the chief of the Choctaw, who changed the name in Oklahoma, he says he's 132 Native American Indians. So how are they the real and they 132 and that Chief Warhorse is full-blooded, but they don't get no recognition. This is the game that they playing. And keep in mind, we keeping it clean. We're gonna keep it so crispy and clean, they gotta show us some love, right? But this guy right here says I mean, I'm not making this up about this guy. This is what he says about himself. He's 132 Native Americans. But he the chief? Yeah, okay. This is the real chief of the Choctaw Nation, Chief Warhorse, right? Choctaw Nation, 1800s. The 1800s. They know about us. They moved them to Oklahoma. See, they moved to they try to what they did is they found the worst spots in the United States, and that's where they set up the reservations at. Where the worst land they could find. At least that's what they thought, right? The worst land they could find to set up these $5 Indian reservations. And like I say, some of these people are our children. They are really our descendants of us, but they're not the originals. Okay, keep in mind, Choctaw was in Mississippi. Jackson, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, New Orleans, this area right here. Choctaw and Chickasaw really is a connection with the same tribe. And really all of them can be classified under Washita. And the Chickasaw can be classified under Muskogee, right? So this area right here. These are what the full-blooded Choctaw women look like. And like I say, some of y'all don't Lawson. That's the last name for Choctaw. My homeboy name is Bruce Lawson, right? And he looked just like these people. All right, these are my people right here. These people are my people, the Choctaw. On my mama's side, we Washita Choctaw, right? On my mama's side. All right, here's another picture of Chief Warhorse. Here's what Choctaw looked like in the 1900s. They trying to keep this covered up, right? All right, I'm gonna make some connections with my people because my bloodline tie back. I'm a Washita through my granddaddy. My granddaddy name was Charles Washington, who passed away. Right, we had his funeral right in 2021. Right, me and my granddaddy. My granddaddy nickname is Main Boy. Right, and they used to call me Little Main Boy because they say me and my granddaddy look alike. Right? But my granddaddy is a Washington. His dad name is Lee Andrew Washington. His name is Washington. His mama name is Sheila Taylor. But to get into that, all right. In the middle, right here, this is Chief Warhorse. Right? This is my mama. My mama name is Stephanie Williams. Right? Because my mama got the mitochondrial DNA from my grandma, who was a Williams. And I know why now that Washington, my mama's name wasn't Stephanie Washington on her birth certificate, is Stephanie Williams, because they had to try me back right into the tribe of Dan when they seen who I was, right? So that's why my mom's name is Stephanie Diane Williams, the Crown Diane Williams, right? And my mom is Chata. Her and Chief Warhorse resemble, right? My people. All right. So this is my mama first cousin. Her name is Wendy. Wendy Washington. Right? Wendy Washington, right? And Wendy looked just like Chief Warhorse. And she looked similar to Empress Patrice's daughter, named Wendy Washington. They got the same name. This right here is my grandpa down here, right? Charles Washington. This is my grandpa's sister, Sheila Washington. And this is her daughter. Now, this right here is her daughter. And then this right here is my mama's first cousin too. And her mama, I ain't got a picture of her up here, but she looked just like her, like the rest of them. And this is her daughter named Deborah. She looked like Chief Warhorse. These are Washingtons, right? Here go me right here, right? It says we back on the land, Sabine Washita Moors. That's what I classify myself as, a Sabine Washita Moor, native of the Americas, right? My chief name, my call sign is my cool Black Hawk, right? They call me the Young Elder, right? It's like my little title name, and then my AEO name is Haru Amun Ray Sinatun Ray, right? 1985, just a Prince on the Land, Chata Washita Yamasee Native American Moors, right? So but like we say, we classifying ourselves. That's what I classify myself as, a Sabine Washita Moor, right? All right, this is my dad's dad. He used to always say he was Blackfoot. He used to always tell us that when we was little, that we were Blackfoot. So that'd be Muskogee. My granddad is a Muskogee. And this how my people look right here. This how his people look right here on my granddad's side. It look just like this dude, like Raw Hayes. Don't he look like Raw Hayes features? Right, that's the Blackfoot. That's why I say Raw Hayes' dad is from the same Muskogee tribe because his dad came from down south. Right, this is my grandma on my dad's mom. Right, and this Empress Patrice over here. Right, My grandma is a Wynn and a Taylor, right? And a Simmons and a Sims. They Sims, Taylors, and Wins. But the Sims goes back to the Seminole. We're gonna connect that too. But you could look at my grandma and look at Empress Patrice. They could pass for sisters. They could pass for sisters. This is my dad's mom, and this is my dad's dad, right? So they could pass for sisters. All right. This is my grandma, Sheila Williams. Keep in mind the Williams go back to the Watusis or the Fall tribe, the tribe of Dan. And these people and they connect with the Mirror tribe to the Shinnecox. The Williams connect to the Shinnecox, right? With the bug eyes and the moles in the face, right? Remember I told the sister walking with our ancestors from the channel Walking with Our Ancestors that did the tape with me and Rod that she had the moles in her face. That was a trait of these Williams, these Washita, these tribe of Dan. And they tall, they got these features. My grandma, she tall, got the moles, just like Slim Williams. And my grandma's a Williams. And you got two sides to the Williams. You got the one the Watu the Fall and the Watusi, but they both like the same tribe. Just the Watusis are these tribe of Dan or the Danako tribe. They mixed in with these big head people, these tall people from the center of the earth. All right, so here's the Watusi, the deity Kanun right here that Baba had in the holy tablets. You can see the features, the bug eyes, they tall, dark skin with the moles. All right, that's Chief Warhorse. Right, look at Chief. Okay, look at Chief. Right, and hopefully we can get Chief on so she can kick it with us. You know what I'm saying? Me, Rod, and Chief. That'll be fire. That'll be a banger. Right, we're gonna try to get in touch with Chief because I see that now her she was at 1,000 and some subscribers. Now she at 3,000 something now. Uh since Rod shouted out. So shout out Skype 8 for putting our Chief Warhorse on, man, getting the subscribers up. All right, this is my grandpa right here of Washington, and this is George Washington Carver. Like I said, the last name Carver, they try to say he was a slave, but he wasn't a slave. He was actually working for Moses and Susan. I think her name was Carver. And they were the ones that were giving him the money to buy all his equipment to do all the experiments that he was doing. But Charles, not Charles, my granddaddy named Charles, but his dad name is Lee Andrews, who was cousins with George Washington Carver. So George Washington Carver is my cousin. All right. This is my little bro son Ra, right? This is my big brother Moon, right? In Atlanta. We're gonna be meeting up with them soon here. Right. But we took this picture at one of the Life Wave events and we didn't even uh like set this up like this. We was out there like me and Sun Ra was out there talking. The brother Amun walked up and said, "Hey, let's take a picture." Then we took a picture and it just came out like this. And we all got all of our three different tribes on. All of these are our tribes. The Nuwapians, the Sabines, and the natives. We all connected with these three tribes right here. We all these three is one. All these three are one. I'm telling you, we was over here. The Sabines were over here. We are the royal bloodline. I'm telling you, man. All right, I'm gonna go back. Okay, I missed it. So we like I say, we didn't take this picture by design. This was just and look how he got his hands. Look how I got my hands. This right here shit is crazy, man. It's crazy how this picture turned out, and we didn't even set up for this. We just walked right up and took the picture. I promise to God, man. I'm telling you. Hey, okay, all right. No, my Illuminati's don't like me saying that. Promise to God. You are God. Why you saying promise to God? I know. Hey, okay, I got you. Oh, what you got? We trying to make everybody. We trying to cover everybody. They ain't even like you saying bless you when you sneeze because how they got a different mindset. We got that mindset too though. We're trying to cover everybody here. All right, so this is how we had to dress, right? That's how we had to dress back in the day. We were dressing like this with the feathers, colorful. We were colorful people, man. Here's the brother Wesley Jonathan, and this another brother that was a Choctaw back in the day. You can see the resemblance. You can see the resemblance. This brother is Choctaw. Wesley Jonathan is Choctaw. So the Jonathan's family is connected with the Choctaw. Keep that in mind. That's the last name you got to keep it in your mind. Right here's some Choctaw down in New Orleans doing the Mardi Gras. This is us right here, y'all. We back. They thought we was gonna never figure it out, and like I say, we still keeping it clean all the way down to New Orleans, baby. So yeah, we ain't said an inappropriate word, man. So they gotta show us some love. All right, like I say, here goes another brother from the Choctaw. And Washita is connected with this. Like I say, Choctaw is a branch, daughter tribe or branch tribe off of the Washita. He's a Choctaw brother from back in the day. Some of us went to go fight the wars and mixed in with other tribes and became known as the Seminoles. But to get into that. All right. See how much time we got. Hold up. Okay, we good. We good. All right, this is the last names of the Choctaw. We're gonna leave this list up here for a while, and you can make and pause it, and you can take a look at it and see if your last name's up here. Now, keep in mind, like I said at the other tapes, we as natives over here really didn't have names, but we adapted that once they set up the system. And some of us even got names, and you know the way they shoveled us through the system because once, like I said, they starved us out and sabotaged our land. Then once we had to go to them to get food and stuff and water and stuff, 'cause they paused on our water too. Once we had to go to them for food and water, we had to go into their system and become a citizen of their system in order to get these in exchange for services and goods. So we had to take on these last names. So like say we had spiritual names. We had names like, like Warhorse, Bald Eagle, Black Thunderbird, Black Hawk, Chief Pontiac, Black Ape, White Horse, different names like that, right? But some of us got shoveled into this system and we inherited these last names. So we give you the last names that can connect with the Chata. So if you see your last name on this, it got Richardson. I ain't gonna read all of them off, but you can, like I say, you can pause it and see if your last name is on there. Bush, right? Carter's, Adams, Harts, Harper's, Wilson's, Lewis, Gilson, Harrison, Miller, Smiths, Greenwoods, Yorks, Harkins, Kellerts, right? Law. You may have some Walkers on there, Wallace. Like I say, if your you might be Chata and your last name might not be on this list. I just gather the most names that I can gather to get on the list. So, like I say, if your name not on this list, you still could. That don't mean that you ain't Chata. It just mean that Young Gill probably just didn't come get across your name because it's thousands of names that I had to put on here just to make the connections. But we just hope this will help some people who last names we did find in the archive. Right, Anderson, White, Rice, Jones, Shepherds, right, the Young Bloods, right, my Wallaces, right, my Birds, right. So it's just like we're just gonna leave it up here for a couple, like maybe like about 20 most 30 more seconds. Like I say, if you could pause it if you need to, just where you can really see it. These names are all connected with the Choctaw. Like I say, it's more names than this. We just got the ones that we could find. Right? Okay. Right. It says honoring Black Indian heritage. Right. And it says a woman was received a reward. And look what they say on there: Black Indian United Choctaw. right? So they know she was a Chata, but they got the wrong spelling on there. But they know her last name is Dawkins, right? So the Dawkins are connected to the Chata. Listen at that, Mary Dawkins, 87, right? So you can look, so you can see, says, grew up speaking. And look, she spoke the Chata language. This lady in Mississippi, she was from Mississippi, and Duncan grew up speaking the Chata language. Check that out. Man, this is powerful right here. This is a heavy duty receipt right here, bro. So we already so they took our language and got us speaking English, right? Like I said, that people get make fun of me because I ain't no good English. I mean, I actually can read pretty good. It's just I get nervous reading out loud. I get nervous reading out loud, so I fumble and stumble up on words. Because when I read silently to myself, though, I read pretty good. It just I can read pretty good. I graduated from high school and I went to college. But it's just that, like I said, I get nervous when I read out loud. I start sweating and everything, man. I'm telling you, bro. And some people out here might be like that, right? I said this what the chai look like. This what the chai some of the ones that mixed in, like the when the agents mixed in with us. So like these will be going when we got migrated west, we began mixing in with Ho Shin, right? Here's some more. Here's some more. Brother got their face painted down there in the Mardi Gras New Orleans thing though. All right, here's the chief. Can't read what they say, but I think she's talking about the anthropologist finding Nubians, dark skinned people as the natives. Right? Shout out Chief Warhorse. You know what I'm saying? All right, here we go. All right, here goes some sisters that's from the Chata. This how we look, y'all. Some of us got the short with the big bone. That's down in down south. The cute chicks with the big bones. All right. Here goes some more Mardi Gras. This is all of our stuff. That's what they don't want to teach you, man. They make us to think Mardi Gras is evil. They brought Christianity in and it's the religions when we already had our own traditions. They brought Christianity as a tradition, not a religion, really. It's all them religions is really traditions that they turned into religions, and they brought their culture over, try to influence it on us and turn us from our own culture. They told us this is evil, it's demonic, but it's really connected back to the Washita Native Americans. All right. Here's a sister from the Chata. Right. This is some of our dress. What we wore over here. We finna start getting back to our culture. They trying to take us into this new type of culture. But we finna go back and this is gonna be the swag. This and what the brother shout out to brother Haru Harb Armoon, who's got the clothing line, the Sabak clothing line. Cause here's some of his clothes gonna be the new future clothes, right? One of the Rabbi boys in this game. And it don't change. It don't quit, brother. All right. So we got this is one of the dress too. Look at how we dressing doing the Mardi Gras, right? Okay, I can't wait to get Chief on. Hopefully we can get Chief on. She can break what the Mardi Gras was about down more, right? About why we was doing this. I know it was some kind of spiritual ritual because it's connected. We got to keep in mind we on both sides of the field. We was connected on both sides of the globe. Yeah. So crawfish, uh, the Seminoles and Choctaw and Washita down in Louisiana and Florida, and in Alabama, and in Alabama, Mississippi. We know about but Louisiana is the main capital of the crawfish, right? Y'all don't know nothing about them crawfish up there. There's people probably saying, "Ugh," right now looking at this, but down here, this what's going down here. The crawfish, the Choctaw started this. So, like I say, cooking in Louisiana we into some different stuff down here. We got the gumbo popping out. We got the shrimp A2F, right? We got the shrimp po' boys, right? We as Hebrews don't really mess with shrimp and stuff like that, right? But I'm just saying down here they got the shrimp, po' boys, catfish, po' boy. We don't mess with catfish neither, right? We don't eat catfish because it don't got a scale, right? Uh, so we into like they got a lot of sweets and stuff, but like the down home smoked sausages, the Louisiana hot sauce. Niggas know about the Louisiana hot sauce, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I say, that gumbo. Only people from Louisiana can make real deal gumbo. If you up north, there's a certain ingredient you can't get unless you get it from in between Baton Rouge and New Orleans. You can't even get this a certain ingredient. You can't even get. You ain't making real gumbo unless you got that ingredient. Right? People gonna say, "What's that ingredient? What's that ingredient?" Man, we ain't telling you, man. It's a secret, bro. It's a Louisiana secret, bro. But we got the shrimp. We got the shrimp po' boy and the catfish po' boy and the cold beer, man. You talking about with the onions and fire. And we go down to New Orleans, get one of these, you'll probably move to New Orleans. You go down to St. James, them on the corner and get one of them shrimp po' boys. If you a shrimp guy and you bust that joint down, bite right down into that joint, right? And you're gonna be coming back. I guarantee you'll fly across the world just to come back to New Orleans just to get one of them St. James po' boys. You know what I'm saying? That's how we get down. Keep in mind, we mostly smoked our and roast our meat over here. We didn't do no frying and all that. They brought that frying over here. Then that's when all the heart attacks came along with that, right? Frying the grease and all that. We used to take our meat like Chief Warhurst broke down and season it and salting it up and put it behind these waterfalls because these waterfalls stay cool all year, all year. And so a lot of the army bases and things are built up around these. A lot of the forts and things are built up around these bases. I mean these waterfalls, right? We used to store our meat up buffalo behind these waterfalls, right? It's buffalo meat, right? We didn't have these cows like they got now. And keep in mind, they surrounded us during the wars and started wiping out our food supplies. Remember, Rod showed you this. It's a stack of buffaloes heads. This is a millions, 1.5 million buffaloes that they wiped out for their skin. Try to starve us out, and just pretty much these people were evil, man. The people that came over here to do us like this, to kill all our buffalo, to smallpox, to wipe us out, man. What type of people is that, man? That ain't no people that's got no good love and good heart, man. When we was being nice to them and let them survive through their winter. If it wasn't for us, they wouldn't have survived through Thanksgiving. So they come over here. This all heads, buffalo heads, 1.5 million buffalo heads. And like I say, Rod said it could be more than that. They just probably gave us a nice number. And if 1.5 million heads is a nice number, that's crazy. That's still crazy. Right? Like I said, we keeping it clean, YouTube. These are another stacks of the buffalo heads. They made a whole fence out of the buffalo heads. Wonder what this is. All right, we told y'all these people are the same people, man. This right here is Shannon Sharp. Look at the resemblance. It looks just like him right there. It might be him in Shannon Sharp might be the reincarnation of this dude through his family genetics. You see? Here's I think this is Ocho Cinco, right? This dude right here changes his name and everything. Uh Chad, get his last name. But he was a look at him. Look at the features. These people Indians, man. These people natives. I know y'all like the word Indian, but these people natives to America, man. We ain't the game is over. We know now. Ain't no more whole. This is the guys who came was joining on with the $5 Indians. And this what they when they see us doing this, they say, "Oh, he a black coat." Now we a black coat. See, If a whole bunch of Nubian brothers get together and say they Indians and they with they chiefs and all this, now they are part of a cult. Let's invade them. Let's sabotage them. Let's discredit them. Let's whitewash them. Let's whatever we got to do to shut them up. That's what type of game that's going on. Okay, there's another brother, Donald Driver. All right, look at this. This red brother is from the Old Crow. This is Donald Driver. Look at that. Man, you can't make stuff like this up. They know who we are. No, we ain't accepting no more of the games. No more them lying to us about who's who. We know now. And like I say on the other tapes, you already know Horace Greeley and his gang was instrumental in the New York Tribune of rewriting us out of history, writing and saying that we came from Africa as slaves and that everybody was white that did anything great in history, and that Nubians, dark people, ain't did nothing but be lazy, useless eaters, and they deserve to be slave type of mentality, white supremacy, pretty much. We told you about the Smithsonian Institute. They was part of it, covering this up. This guy right here too, who committed the paper genocide on us as natives, or Plecker. Walter Plecker, the man that was responsible for the destruction of the records in 1913 in the 50 states that show how Native Americans were reclassified as black, Negroes, and coloreds. In the first census in 1790, Plecker also, I can't see what they say, yeah, the anyone who but Indian on their birth certificate. Yeah. So this right here, dude, he did paper genocide. Walter Plecker, right? In 1913, keep in mind, 1913 is when Woodrow Wilson signed the Federal Reserve Act, right? It's going on. So they signed the Federal Reserve Act. They try to create this system, this matrix where they bring you into this Federal Reserve United States corporation thing, and then reclassify you as black, Negro, and color, and other than Native Americans, right? And Plecker was in on it, right? Here go Plecker. He was one of the main guys in on it. You can look at him and tell he Ash Star Command. I mean, look at it because like Mark Brady said, you see him with the white hair, they Ash Star Command. So I ain't got to beat it over your head to tell you what he's all about. You already know what Ash Star Command is about. Ash Star Command is the one that went back and got in Yaku's head to create these Frugal Lords. Ashtar Command is the same guys that went back and convinced Hitler to create his Aryan superior race, blonde hair and blue eyed race. So we're thinking about we thinking about the anarchists doing what they did against us, but we can't forget about Ashtar Command, who's in on it too, who's in on their so they the ones really about the white supremacy, really, and they working in with Enlil's gang. This dude is Ashtar Command, man. To write us off, pretty much write us off the planet. Because if we ain't native and we came from Africa, then when we went to Africa, we found out, hey, we ain't from Africa, then y'all niggas from outer space. You know what I'm saying? All this, they gonna send us out of space then. Even though we all do have extraterrestrial traits, but we native to Earth. Stop playing. We native to Earth. We children of beings that that added their genetics, but we Earth beings. Let's get down to it. And Ashtar Command want our planet, so they trying to write us off the planet. Write us out of history, write us off the planet. This is the game. And like I say, I ain't got to beat it over your head to show you what Walter Plecker was all about with the white hair, right? Paper genocide on the Native Americans who were Nubians, who were here been here thousands of years, 1790. And then 1913, when they went on, made they move with the secret island, the secret treaty of Verona on the island of Jekyll Island, right? Walter Plecker, paper genocide. Now, this is where it get interesting at because I got it. We got a lot of connections with Marcus Garvey and Walter Plecker. And I said, that's interesting. Walter Plecker was trying to reclassify us as Negroes and colors to steal our land. Marcus Garvey was trying to tell us go back to Africa as if we came from Africa. Was Walter Plecker was Marcus Garvey in bed with Walter Plecker? Here's a picture with Marcus Garvey and Walter Plecker. That's Walter Plecker right there. Now this is interesting. And then he was with the he was a part of the Masons and all that. And look at this dude. He like one of them. I don't know who this dude is. His shoulder is over his shoulder, kind of hard. But is that Walter Plecker in the picture with this dude, bro? Something looks fishy about this, Marcus Garvey. But he telling us to go back to Africa, and we was over here. Is that part of the game? Or did Marcus Garvey was part of the game at first, and then he found out what the game was about. Then they killed him to shut him up. When she said, "Hold on, y'all telling me to send him back to Africa, and we ain't from Africa. We from here. Let's kill him. Let's silence him." Boom, he gone. This is a game, bro. Paper genocide, psychological warfare, which takes away identity and culture and does cause historical trauma of the Native American Indians. So we're dealing with a historical trauma here. We're dealing with a historical trauma, right? They robbed us blind, robbed us of our names, our culture, our land, our whole history. And then in exchange, they also lied to us and told us we all came from Africa. And then they said, yeah, you came from Africa as a slave on top of that. This is the game. And keep in mind, we told you about Woodrow Wilson in 1913, the Federal Reserve Act, the secret treaty of Verona, where they sold off the last increments. These guys out here all were spokesmen for the dark-skinned guys who hide in the background in Switzerland underground. You know, the Truskians. So Woodrow signs the Federal Reserve Act. That was supposed to finish us off right there, sell off the last increments of our land. Hold on, I think Hakeem up. Hakeem, come in here. Hold on, y'all. We live and we got Hakeem. We got the little Chata boy Hakeem coming in crying in the background. But we got to get on Woodrow Wilson for selling out America. Come on in here. Sit right there. Sit right there. I'm almost done. All right. And we told y'all about the killer clowns, the potentates, right? The killer clowns is the ones who's guarding the North Gate and in on this deal. The secret treaty of Verona. They protecting that treaty. They protecting that treaty by keeping us from realizing that, hey, this is our land. We was over here. We weren't slaves. This whole storyline, this whole narrative that they created to keep us in this cycle to never realize what's going on with our history. And like we said, we keeping it clean, YouTube. Here's some more pictures of them shaking hands. You can see it giving them the Masonic handshake right there. I think this Roosevelt. He was a killer clown. Roosevelt was a killer clown. J. Edgar Hoover was a killer clown. Harriet Truman. You got to be part of the killer clowns to even be president. Keep that in mind because they job is responsible for protecting the North Gate. So in order to be president, you got to be part of the killer clowns. Ain't nobody that been president that wasn't part of the killer clowns. Ain't nobody that's a high-ranking judge, federal judge, that ain't part of the killer clowns. Right? So you got to keep that in mind. Okay. Let's see. Okay, here look at the clowns. They doing because they after the children. They whole thing is watching the children. They looking and they got the looking glass. Keep in mind they can see a little bit into the future, so they looking for the kid so they can get rid of them. And it's a group of them that's here to protect the kid. All right, okay. So all right, so this is the 1700s. What the people look like over here. Look how dark they is. We ain't even got to make this up. It's right there before your eyes. Right? Okay, here we go. We got the indigenous native people before, right? So we're looking at and I keep in mind we're gonna get into the Aztecs really a mixed culture after the Hoshin came to mix in. And these Chinese Hoshin by way of the Hindus brought the dragon worship over to America. That's why if you go down to Central America, you'll see a lot of dragon it's coming from these 200 fallen, these Hindus. I hear some more stuff right here of what the natives look like. What the natives look like. Yeah, so we're gonna keep it moving, man. This dude right here. All right. Let's see. Let's see. All right, so this dark skin. It's her picture right here, kind of blurry. Can't really see it that good. But this is what the natives look like down here, right? Like I say, shout out Dame Calloway, bro. Dame Calloway's putting in that work. Here's another picture of what they look like. We're about 2 or 3 minutes out, bro. See what we leading up to the point talking about the next tribe and the next last name. So look at this brother. I forget this brother's name, but he played in a couple movies. He was in Moesha. Well, you can look at you can look, man. This is us, man. This is us all day long. All right, look at this right here, right? This is a Native American. Look at her, right? Dr. Francis Kurzweil is a Native American. Look at it. Look at it now. They know we was here first. They know we was here first. Black, indigenous America. And like I say, we don't really like the word black because they put us as black, Negro, and color to steal our identity. But like I say, behind closed doors as a family, we know that black is dominant, black is power, black is noble, right? But over in the Western world, it's to label us as chattel property. See, it says 1492. That's when they sacked Grenada, right? Y'all know about that. If you've been following us, hey, go to the Rise of the Moors. Go to the playlist, our playlist, and check out the Rise of the Moors tapes, man. Tape series. It breaks down a lot of stuff about who we are. Or you can watch the Who's is Who's tapes. Them tapes they're pretty hot too, right? We are the indigenous. One people, one continent, no European borders. See that? All right, here's another now she ain't no $5 Indian, but the $5 Indian said that we were slaves and they the real Indians. Come on, man. When it was the other way around, they were the slaves and we were the real Indians. The Moors brought them over here as slaves. The conquistadors brought them over here as slaves to work their little land that they had. Right? This is look at this brother right here. Right? This is James Brown. Right? I just showed I think I showed these people, the same people, man. Right? Let me see how many more slides we got on that particular one. All right, we almost done with the slides. Okay, let me just show you these last couple slides. Let me show you these. Okay, this brother right here. Let me show you this last couple slides. Now we'll be good on this tape. All right, this brother right here, right? Look at these brothers right here. They Indians from North Dakota and South Dakota, right? That's what they look like. Let's blow this up. There were 2 types of Indians. That's right. Actually, 3 types, maybe more than that. The first type is the Almacs. The next type is the Washita, which is a mix with the Hindus and Almacs. Then the next type after that would be the third type, which is Hoshin mixing in with that the mix that already happened, and they still were dark skinned as well. What it says, Africans and Native Americans. And keep in mind, even before the narrative that they give us, Africans were already still selling over here under Mansa Musa and Abu Bakr to trade with the natives, and it was other Africans selling over here, right? So did you know Juneteenth is an American Indian holiday? On June 19, 1865, generally, General Granger announced the end of slavery at Galveston, Texas, a date referred to as Juneteenth. And keep in mind, they announced slavery, the end of some slavery in 1865, Juneteenth, but really they had already been free for a while. They had just found out in Texas. People didn't know. People didn't know their slaves was already free up until Juneteenth of June 19, 1865, but they had already freed the slaves for a couple years before they even found out in Texas. But the people in Texas, the slave owners didn't even tell. Although this is a storyline they give, it could be a lie because they lied about that we was enslaved. We wasn't slaves. We were just working on people's land for money. And after they took and savaged and robbed us and sabotaged our stuff, we don't got nothing, so we forced to work to make some money. Yeah, so keep that in mind. Galveston, the seawall when you guys going out there, that's when they freed the slaves, bro. Alright, here you go right here. America, when black Indians were already here in America. How did they bring blacks to America? Like I say, watch that word black. We was already here though. Watch that word black. This is Mary J. Blige. Look like no, that ain't Mary J. Blige, but I bet Mary J. Blige from this same tribe because she looked like these chicks. All right, here go another picture of what some of the natives look like. These right here, people, some of them mostly Seminole, right? All right, Yamasi, right? Wasco, the Washoe Indians, and Yamasi, right? So look at her. That's your Yamasi. These are the people that Malachi's Yorks, the Williams, the Millers, the Tates. They come from this bloodline. So I'm connected to the I'm connected to the Yamasi too, through the Williams, right? Yeah. So we just wanted to show you that. All right. Yeah. So here go another list of features of what some of the people look like from the different tribes. You got the Apache down here. And keep in mind the Apache mixed in with the Hoshin. The Crow too, they already mixed with Hoshin, the Crow, right? The Omaha. And keep in mind, that some helicopters, they name helicopters after Native American tribes, like the Apache, right? The Black Hawk, they name tribes after these helicopters. I mean, helicopters after these tribes. And then on top of that, they also some of these states that we live in is named out in parishes and counties is named after Native American tribes. So we got to keep that in mind as well. All right, this right here, Lauren Hill. Look at the color. It say if you want to know what the real natives look like, put a penny to their skin. The people who got the penny skin, that's the real natives, right? All right, we're gonna stop right there. We're gonna get into the Powhatan tribe when we come back. Where all the cute girls come from, the cute ones. There's a lot of cute women. The Pocahontases come from this tribe, Montaoka. We'll get into that on part 4. So Islam, peace, shalom aleichem, right? Hotep, Ashug, divine love throughout the boundless universe to all. Wadu.